This is the Bar Stewards Enquiry.
Right? You're talking absolute rubbish. Absolute rubbish.
In what way?
You were an underachiever in life. I saved your bacon one time. You were gone.
You handled that well. I couldn't save you. But you did the right thing.
But that's why you don't know anything about racing, John.
I didn't say I do.
Right?
I'm saying that...
What have you contributed to racing? You're one of these take-out merchants. Take out all you can.
Hello and a big warm welcome to the Bar Stewards Enquiry Weekend Podcast, where it's Super Saturday. Or is it Super Saturday? Or is it Super Slop Day? Or Wind Form Day? What is it tomorrow? Find out now as we chew the fat and go through the best bets, because some of our best team is on here. Quentin Frank's blistering form this week with his brilliant pick at Doncaster. He's on the show. Jack Veach, I know he's going to come good soon because he's just too good not to. And Jonas Leng, as always, chasing Quentin at the top of the naps table. And I need him to pull out some winners, you cunt, because Quentin's going to cost me fortunes.
I'm telling me you couldn't show what you get me on saying, isn't it?
Anyway, right, let's get on with tonight's show. And this is the best bets round, and then we'll talk telly races and talk rubbish after that. So the 1 point round is the most important. I'll kick us off for once. 220 Ascot is where we go, the Summer Mile. What a pile of shit this race is really normally, but it's not bad this year. It's attracted, a decent kind of standard. I'm sort of winging my way through this because I'm just trying to check the prices, and the fuckers, honestly, they're like rats, aren't they? They just, Aldari's the one. I'm gonna have to take, 3-1. It was 4, 7-2, but there we go. They're all fuckers, aren't they? These horrible overnight people, disgraceful. 3-1 generally available. Obviously, this is a suit monster. Conditions absolutely ideal. I think Master of the Seas might be a bit gone, and the only danger is the 135 odds in the Young Cup last time, Jimi Hendrix. Obviously, that'd be my only sort of threat. I think this would be straightforward for Aldari. Get a nice bit of shelter from that southwesterly wind, and Bent Jim will bring it through late in the day. 1 point win, 3-1 to kick us off. A boring selection. Jack Veach, are yours as boring?
They are quite boring tomorrow, Lee, and despite my horrible form, I'm feeling rather bullish about all three of them today. So
this is what we like to hear.
Yeah, we'll kick off with a bit of action around the Rudy 352 race, and boring choice. It's the Fav Banderas for me.
Antonio.
Indeed. I just think this is a really well handicapped horse off a mark of 80. You look at some of his form, head to Klondike at Newbury. Klondike, ran well in group company yesterday. Probably would have run a lot better for a better ride at the time, but we'll save that one for another occasion. 3 lengths back to St. George, who ran well in the same race too. Already got a course win to his name last time out. He did look like he might be a little bit cunty. That was my only worry with him. But the ground should probably outweigh that. I think it'd be perfect for him. They've put the pieces on, which I think will wake him up a bit in the early stages of the race. Although he's short enough and looks like he's been nibbled at again, I made him sort of 2-1 shot myself. So I was quite happy to stick him up as a 1-pointer.
Okay, yeah. There's not many firms priced up at the moment.
Right, yeah.
It's just Port Vale at 5-2.
We'll go SP, I think. Betfair SP for him, please.
Okay, I think that's probably wise. I think you will get bigger than 5-2 on the machine. So yeah, I agree with that. Okay, Jack, the Queen, Holly Doyle, after the Falmouth win today in the plate.
Yeah, I gave her that win, obviously, with my stupidity on Twitter. So, no, lo and behold, she'll probably go and fuck this one up tomorrow, but there we are.
Listen, no one fancied Nashua. That's why it went off at the price it did. So anyone booming that. What did he go off at? 7 on the machine, was it? 7.6 or something like that? Yeah, could have it. So don't beat yourself up on that. It's the curse of Twitter. It's happened to me many times. Every time I tip something up on Twitter, it's just, it doesn't happen. Quentin Franks, your 1 pointer.
Boring is the order of the day, Mr. Keys. Summer Mile, 14-20 Ascot, Aldari, 1 point win, 3-1.
Yes. Let's have an asthmatic horse.
Yep, asthmatic horse we've got. Price has contracted a bit, but there's still probably another hour or so worth of rain going through Ascot. Ground will be even softer. It got softer throughout today. Reappearance at Newmarket. Time suggested it was good to firm ground. No use to him at all. They had to get a run into him. blown the cobwebs away. As long as he doesn't bounce, this is there for the taking. I suspect he's going to go off near a 2-1. Jimi Hendrix, yeah, he's got that massive handicap effort, but I don't know, he's a horse that I think takes some knowing, and you've got a massive downgrade. Ross Ryan downgraded to Dougie Costello.
I've just noticed that, yeah.
I think that's telling. I don't think the market's factored that in at all. Yeah, should take the world to beat him. 1 point win, 3-1.
That's £10 penalty, that, dunk it. Shortage of jockeys, everyone's banned. But yeah, Aldari, yeah, just one thing I've got to mention about the bounce factor. Such is the wily old shirt. I did check what he will like. Running back within 28 days, he's 8 from 20. So a lovely, what's that in percentage terms? 32, 40%. 40% strike rate for the shirt. They looked after it at Newmarket, I felt. So I think prime for a big Ronaldari for the Claxon. Jonas Lang.
420 York. The boring selection, I'm afraid. Onigiri of 78. This is a good mark. I was quite impressed with this when it won at Redcliffe. Was then rushed into the Queen Mary, for God's sake. Botty with his brains in his body, I think. Back in calmer waters here. I think this horse can resume progress. I think this is a shit nursery, to be honest. I think she'll win this quite easy, to be honest.
Yeah. So you okay, like, if it gets softer and all that lot? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not worried now.
Is she going to go handy enough?
I have no concerns against this opposition. I think it's shit.
Yeah, good stuff. Okay, John. So looking at your prices for you, it's 4-1 Paddy's Betfair. Is that okay for you?
Spot on.
1 point win to finish the round off for a boring round indeed between all those lot. Nothing above fives. Lovely. Right, the 2 pointers, Quentin Franks. Can we liven it up?
We can liven it up. I'm going to go head to head with John and put up a shit horse in Ongari's place. 1620 York. I've had my eye on this horse for a while. Horse in question's Amaretto for Happy Tim. Felt she showed something on debut at first. Green missed a kick at the start, went well enough for long enough in rear, found trouble in running, and it kind of put paid to a chance, but she kept on steadily at death. Caught wide at Ripon on her next start, just wasn't the place to be, wasn't hard pressed again, keeping on steadily late doors. Kind of felt she could win a weak enough novice. They went to Thirst next time out. Standside played that day. She was drawn out of it, had absolutely no chance the way the race developed. She's shown enough promise. I think she's better than 60. And she's been putting at 25-1. I think that's too big. 2 points win.
Ooh, for Duran in the saddle as well. The 25s. Loves the prices, Quentin. That's Paddy's Betfair and Star Sports as well. Ben's just been fined £600,000 by the Gambling Commission. So go and bet with Star Sports and take some more off him. Amaretto, a good start to the round. That's what we like. 25s, a pony. To start the round with the selections. John, I'm coming back to you because I think you've got a big in here.
Well, you're wrong. I'm afraid this is going to blow the ass off everybody. Some of my well, Dairy.
Hey,
honestly,
that's free.
Honestly, it's a foghorn. It's an absolute. We've got a foghorn. It's a max bet foghorn. Problem is, when this show goes out, it'll be about 6-4.
That's all right. We got.
That's me concerned, you know.
3-1, 2 points win for the Jonas. Anything to add, John, on what's been said?
It's all been said, hasn't it? I mean, just we're one step from a whoopee cushion, aren't we, with that one? if Jack chucks his in as well.
This is impressive. A foghorn before we get to the last round. I like it. Right, so we've had Quentin, we've had John. Jack, I'm coming to you for your 2-pointer.
5-10 HQ tomorrow for me, Lee. My 2-pointer. Again, it's a theme of the day, boring selection. But the way my three are going, I think it's a stick 'em all in a multiple. I'm confident. And we're picking Crystal Mariner in this one. I think opening mark of 86 is reasonable on what he's shown so far. Good win at Newcastle, beating Lions Pride, who shagged up in a Kempton Novice the other day. Looked very impressive. I thought his third last time out looked, on paper possibly not the best. He was well backed Fav, but he was giving them a penalty, and Burglar's run to a decent level. I know he was tackling the headwind today, probably not seen to best advantage, but he's off a mark in 92 now. I think 86 is very workable given this one on what's shown so far, and that pedigree as well. Jockey upgrade with Moore in the saddle and got rid of Kingscote, and as long as I know this one tends to go forward, but obviously if wind conditions are like what they were today, I'd like to see him get a little bit of cover. But in a game full of idiots, Ryan Moore tends not to be one most of the time, so I'm confident enough there. I made him Fav and was quite happy with the 7-2 2 points win.
Compelling case there, mate. So Crystal Mariner for Jack, 7-2 generally available. I'll finish the round off in the Magna Cup. I'm going with the Sandal Wearers. White Wolf. This is the second string, supposedly, according to the betting, of Dusty Binsero. I think this is underrated, seriously underrated by the market. 14-1 generally available is way out for me, because this horse hasn't had much racing. I mean, it's 4 now. It's had 9 starts. It showed quite a bit in Maidan. It was a good second back in January on soft ground there when they actually had rain. And then when it's come over here, pipe opener, put the pieces on. So he's obviously got a bit of temperament about it. But then I looked at the Chelmsford run. If you look at the Chelmsford run, everything come from off the pace. Misty Dancer, Houth, Arthur's Realm, the pace just collapsed bar this one. So I thought I went in my notebook as running well there, Chelmsford. And then it wasn't disgraced to Ascot either, because it basically pulled like Callum Best. It couldn't win the way I know, because I took a few quid out of it early, even at big price. I thought this just can't win. I'll take a score out of it. It actually come into the straight. I'm thinking, bloody hell, this sort of had a chance. Got hampered a little bit in closing stages. I don't think it quite saw it out for pulling hard. But I think back to 10.5, well drawn. I think this could run very big. I think there's room in the mark off 101. Maybe not fortunes, but enough. And I think this is well worth a bet. So because I'm so far behind in the naps, I'd advise anyone listening to go each way to take advantage of the favourable place terms. But because I'm trying to catch Quentin and John, I'm 2 points on the nose at 14s. So that's that round done and dusted. We'll come on to the max bets time. Jack.
220 Ascot. I'm taking you all on here.
Hey!
Am I fuck? Aldari. Man.
Oh, no.
Whoopee cushion.
Full house.
What? This has never happened on Bastures.
Well,
we've been going 2.5 years now, and this has officially never happened. I can't believe this.
So
What can possibly go wrong?
Yeah, it gets beat, doesn't it?
It's the bet of bets. It's the bet of bets. It can't get beat. I might even go these lines just to put more pressure on us. It's fun then, more adrenaline. It's like when you take heroin.
I wouldn't know that one, actually. I might do if this loses, though. Fucking hell.
Yeah.
But yeah, little I can add beyond what
That's what we'll call it, Lee, on Strapman. Heroin bet.
Heroin bet. Inject it in the veins. Have plenty on. Gamble aware.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Have plenty on. Yeah.
Fuck gamble aware.
Fuck gamble aware. It's the heroin bet. That's it. It's official. We'll name it the heroin bet.
Let somebody shag your sister for 100 tonight and get that on as well.
I've only got brothers, but they can get pawned off. I don't really care. I'll have a few more quid. But yeah, look, this doesn't lose tomorrow, does it? It's a 6-4 shot. It'll probably go off 6-4. Ground should suit. It's been absolutely pissing it down all day. Yeah, my eyes nearly. I don't even have the analogy, but my eyes almost popped out my head when I saw the opening prices there, and I've gone and ruined a few people's accounts, but it had to be done.
I mean, this is the thing tomorrow, because obviously we're not the luckiest people. This is where you get 6 non-runners, and it's like it goes off about 2 to 5. You've got about 4 to 6 with rule 4s, and it gets held up last and pulls its cock off and just runs to out. Anyway, have I predicted the future there for our first heroin bet of Bastures? Forget klaxons, forget foghorns. It's a heroin bet. Put train spotting on. Oh! That's what you'll feel like when you've unloaded on this tomorrow. Great start to the round, Jack. It's a Bastures first. This should get him listening. You're not here to see it because you've deleted your Twitter. Anyway, right.
I'll come back when this wins. And tell
I tell you what, if it gets me, we'll all quit Twitter.
Oh, fucking hell. Oh, yeah, then so get fucked.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, so brilliant, Jack. That is, John, I'm coming to you.
It's a 3-pointer, isn't it?
Yeah.
330 Ascot.
Yeah.
Real dream.
Oh, stout.
Yes, I wanted this to run at Ascot, but he couldn't get in. Because I was going to go nap on this. I was so impressed with him at the Dante meeting. He was outpaced, and I thought he was going to get beat 6 wickets when the pace quickened 3.5 out. He forced his way through a gap, ran on him, battled like a fucking Comanche. This trip should really bring out the best in him. I think he's on a cracking mark. I really can't see anything in this race to be bothered about at all. 3 points win.
Loving that, John. The confidence there, you can feel it. You can feel it there from John. 3 points. Do you want the twos?
Yes, please.
The bottle for John for his 3-pointer. Banker for John. So we've got a banker, heroin bets, all sorts. Fantastic, sure. So on to my 3-pointer then. It's at Torre del Oro in the 352 at Chester. People that subscribe to Patreon will know that I like this one. And this is a horse where I did feel that the ground definitely beat it. I just watched it back and thought it was very disappointing at York, obviously in the very warm handicap won by Chess Piece. And I just felt that he just never went a yard. He never looked happy. And obviously connections have said that. They've come out with that. That was the reason. They pulled him out at Haydock on the 8th of July last week because of that. So obviously he's going to absolutely adore these conditions. There'll be no excuses. And I don't even see a wide draw being a problem because Chester Racing, obviously this evening, it tends on when they do a 2-day card and it's soft ground, it gets a little bit chewed up on that inner, and you usually find that they're sort of like 2 and 3 path horses, and the ones that come wide into the straight often do very well. So I'm not that concerned about the draw at all. It's not really a problem to me. So again, because of the lack of prices at the moment, I'm going to say Betfair SP again for me on that. So there's nothing I can do. But I think, look, if it's going to be 5-1 a bigger, something like that, then
it's
I'm going to be happy. Is it 4s?
Yeah.
Well,
they pulled out the Flint horse.
That explains it. Yeah, that was a 4 chance at the time. So, yeah, that's fair enough. Look, I'll go Betfair SP just to be fair, because there might be lots of non-runners tomorrow anyway, so there's not a lot I can do about it. Yeah, so that's where I go for my 3-pointer. I think this horse will be a lot better than 86. I predicted at the start of the season this could be triple figures. So let's see if I'm right on Torre del Oro. Okay, Quentin finishes off.
1945 Lee Salisbury. It's been raining all day down there. Really like this one, to be honest. They've stumbled across a dire race, 0-55, 3-year-olds only. Horse in question is Flammable. Archie Watson trained, Josh Bryan on top. Caught the eye at Haydock on debut, 25th of May. Ended up further back than ideal, stumbled at various points and just wasn't seen in the best possible light. Took a step forward, 8th of June, just not off at Chelmsford. Dropped out the back, steadily run race. Travelling well, turning for home, no effort at all, like absolutely nothing from the saddle. And the same applied at Nottingham, just chicken wings, little slap down the shoulders. 54 is light for this. Physically, she's fine. The key point to it is the ground, though. The Dam Danza Cavello was a listed winner on soft ground. It's been raining there today. She's thrown 1 horse so far, apart from Flammable. Chester Academy, Group 3 winner on soft ground at Longchamp. Rains come, moves like a soft ground horse. 54 is light. Don't think they'll see what way they'll go with this one. A couple of entries next week as well, in case they want to back her up and pick 2 off in a row. So, 3 points win, 4-1.
Quentin's done it again. A 4-1 chance that'll start 5-4. Inflammable to finish it off. That will collapse like England against West Indies in 80s. Yeah, 4-1 generally available for Quentin. Oh, you've enjoyed that. There's been some cracking selections in the end after a boring start. It was like watching Boycott, John, in first round. First 20 overs when he used to bat for Yorkshire and England, and then after that, in came like Bazball, didn't it? John.
Sorry, I was on the out, sorry.
That's not often you can say that from John on mute. Anyway, it's gone now. That's gone. Ships in the night. Right, on to tomorrow's telly. We've got quite a lot, actually, because obviously they're covering... It's Super Saturday, of course. So we'll look at... Super duper. 1:45 Ascot is where we're going. It's the opener there, over 5 furlongs. And interesting to see a bit of early cash for Rohan, knocking that one into favourite at the moment, I believe, in the 5 furlong handicap. Any views here, chaps?
I like my old mate Zarzini.
Yeah, that's your cliff horse, isn't it?
Well, it is at tracks like this.
Yeah.
I don't mind these sort of places. Well, I mean, it impressed me at Musselburgh, actually. That was where I caught the Zarzini bug. I was run well here before. I don't see why I shouldn't run well again. I've been a bit of money for it. I say it's 8-1 with Sportsbook now, so... Yeah, I actually had a small bet on this yesterday.
Okay, no, good stuff, John. So Zarzini's pick there. Jack, Quentin?
Yeah, I'm boring tonight, aren't I? But I quite liked Rohan, to be honest. I mean, his form outside of Group 1s at Ascot, particularly with cutting the ground, is pretty top class, to be honest. I just don't think he's quite at that sort of Group 1 level anymore, and it's great that Adam Kirby's finally found a weight that he can ride off. That's about all he can do these days. 9-12.
Yeah, it's like 9-10 and above, isn't it? I think.
Yeah, but what were thoughts on the draw, chaps? I mean, obviously, hot rail on the stand side today. Do we think that'll be the same again tomorrow?
I mean, it could be, because obviously we talked about it in the old chat, and we've said that we sort of thought that the main meeting that they didn't use the stands rail at all. It's quite weird that for Ascot, because normally by the last day they at least come up that stands rail. It's like kind of traditional for like the working and things like that, but they totally ignored it, and that could obviously lead to fresh ground. Yeah, maybe the stands rail again could be the place to be. So, Quentin, your thoughts?
I think the rail plays hot tomorrow. With that in mind, I kind of thought King's Lynn was rock solid at, I think it's 8-9 to 1, something like that. Shaped well enough in the Wokenham this year. Has form on soft ground. High draw to work with. Pace looks to be that side. I think Get It's over that side as well. Should get a decent lead from that. Will handle the ground. He's capable of winning one of these. He was obviously Group 2 winner last year. Kind of thought he was more of a 5-1 poke in this with a few that aren't guaranteed to handle underfoot conditions.
Yes, I can see that getting backed, with the older stand side draw, and like you say, will handle the ground. So that's probably where I'd go, but in the place markets, because I'm like that, because I'm a bit scared of doing it in. The 220 Ascot, obviously, we've covered in spades, so we don't need to go there. You know what to do, and if you don't know what to do, well, you're not being listed.
Lay Aldari.
Yeah, lay Aldari. Right, 2 o'clock York is where we're going. The John Smith meeting, a meeting that all Newcastle people seem to like very much, as they flood down from the northeast on coach loads full, and they're all going to get pissed on in the middle tomorrow. So 2 o'clock York. Wild Lion is 6-1. Fav, I thought it was an interesting little race, this. I thought if Isla Kai can get across, I thought that would be interesting. I thought Ross Collin was interesting on, because I mean, if you look at that form last year with Blue for You in Ebor Mile Handicap, Ebor meeting when we Blue for You, he's £16 better off with Blue for You from that race. If Ross Collin can just come alive, and Quentin, I know you have made comments about the O'Meara form now. The O'Meara team now are really clicking. Is that something you could see? I'm in Isla Kai camp if you can get it across. But Ross Collin, is that something that you like?
Yeah, that's where the dart landed for me. Kind of thought 12s was big. The draw's somewhat iffy, drawn in 1, but he's had Riot, Darkness, Just Janet win over the last few days. It's a horse that I think he's by territory. I know he's got top of the ground form, but I just think he's a better horse with ease underfoot, and he's yet to have that this year. Well, he did in May, but the yard was dead. He's down to 91. If he can't be winning this off 91, then time to change trainer. Seriously well handicapped horse, and conditions to suit, and a yard coming into form. Double figures is large.
It is dangerous. It's one that I won't be losing on for sure. The last run did put me off a little bit, but I don't think he was that hard on it in the closing stages when it wasn't going to win. So, and he was, just never got going there. Jack, what are you thinking?
I was with you, Lee, with Isla Kai. Really, he's just a different horse on soft ground, isn't he? So as you said, if he can get himself across, I know he's got a bin man at the saddle, but hopefully gets a nice enough run. I thought double figures was very fair for him. Tinkley Yard looks like it's just about to hit a bit of form, or has done in the last couple of weeks. So I was quite happy with Isla Kai.
Yeah, John.
I'd rock along with Isla Kai myself, I think.
Yeah, I mean, this is one Davis tipped up on Patron back in when we last had a winner. When we last had a winner, I think, at Ripon, and he did it well.
We got a nice letter off Mr. Gladstone, the Prime Minister, didn't we?
We did, yeah. So, are you Isla Kai, John?
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. 235 York is the City Walls, and I thought the market was bang on here. I wouldn't want to be with anything other than the front two in the market. I think Regional and Silky Wilkie are worthy of their ratings, and with that heavy tailwind again tomorrow, I can't see much getting into this from the back. I think these two like to go blast off. What's not to like? Regional Silky Wilkie Dutch pays 5-4 at current prices. I'd lay the rest at 4-5. That's where I stand. Where do you stand, chaps?
Anthony Britton wants to run the race the other way around and start them at the winning post.
Yeah,
the only trouble is they'll all go through the birds at the end, won't they?
That's the problem, John. Yeah.
They end up on the ring road.
Yeah, not be able to slow down for A64.
2-week run, 2-week break for him. He'll need this.
Yeah.
Come on, it'll put him spot on for next target, I think.
Blow the cobwebs away.
Yeah, needs to get him out next Friday somewhere. So, John, Quentin, you're going to chime in on background or something?
I was just going to say, Regional, the improvements come on genuine firm ground. Wasn't the trainer for, I think Bethel came out and said that this is the type of ground they think he needs. It depends how much York gets over tonight and tomorrow. I know you would like Nymphadora's Chester run. If the hens do open, then I kind of thought double figures about that was interesting enough, as long as they don't drop it out like air. It was far too fast for her. She's got a chance to get into it if the ground is soft. Double figures are kind of half appealed to me there.
Yeah, actually, you've made good points there. You've put me off a bit. Do you know, like an idiot, I just saw like the sire of Regional and just thought, oh yes, and then I've like you say, I've not been thorough enough in terms of like the fact he's not really shown much on this type of ground. So yeah, I might be a Silky Wilkie fan, and then I'll Nymphadora, like you say, I was sweet on that Chester. And they've got the ground if it turns soft. Jack and John?
Yeah, mine was just one that I don't really like, and I can't understand why she's in there, and that's Queen Me. Very strange decision to drop back to 5, in my opinion. I mean, she was finishing off her race quite nicely, I thought, in the Commonwealth Cup over 6. I know the Dam was a sprinter, but, Dubawi out of a Frankel mare, a lot of stamina in the pedigree. And, yeah, probably be one I'd be looking to. I think the ground's obviously helped. It'll slow the race down a bit, but it'll be one I'd look to be place laying if a bit more money came for it.
It's interesting you say that, because they've also entered her in the King George at Goodwood over 5. So that's the fastest 5 in the land.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it was Guinea's horse a few months ago, so I just don't get that one personally. Yeah,
it's a strange one. I probably agree with you. Okay, John.
I'm going to eat a packet of Quaver as well. This is on.
Is it the grab bags? Right? The big ones.
Oh, they're good.
No, just a small bag. Just pacing myself somewhere.
Yeah. Well, you need a tin of Monster while that's run.
I'll get through 4 tins of Monster tomorrow afternoon.
That's after the adrenaline of the heroin
Monster bet. Pink.
Yeah. So 4 tins of Monster, the heroin bet, and John's bouncing off the walls. Okay, John Smith Cup. I have tips in this. Give him my reasons. John, come to you first on the John Smith Cup.
I've already backed Millbush.
Yeah, there'd been a lot of money for that.
I backed it for the Hunt Cup. The swine didn't declare it, so I didn't even get my money back. I've been waiting a bit running for him. French Derby form, for God's sake. Handles heavy ground. I don't care what the weather does. I was pleased to say when they raced on the round course today, they were all over the shop in the straight. There will be plenty of room if Tom drops him in or whatever. I'm sure he's been ready to run for a while. Usual attendant dangers in races like this, but at the end of the day, the shirt's got his hands on a French Derby runner, hasn't he? And there should be improvement forthcoming. So
yeah, I liked him, but just the draw put me off.
yeah,
Track 20.
Yeah.
I thought with that short run to end, they're going to drop him anyway, but which might suit given the pace. But you know, I just that's the only thing that I agree with you. I think this is really underexposed, so dangerous runner for anything there. So good stuff, Quentin.
At this stage, it's tricky again. Ground Majestic was the one that's kind of probably solid in regards to it goes on anything. Caught the eye at Sandown last time out, further back than ideal. Good time at Epsom. Felt that form was solid, and the York run earlier in the season is fair form. Yeah, but he's a solid one. I kind of 14's probably not enough to tempt me in, but if he heads towards 18s, 20s win only, then I'll probably get involved in the race. Yeah, that's where the dart landed.
Good stuff. Jack?
Yeah, I was with you, Lee. We're singing from the same hymn sheet a lot tonight. I like White Wolf. He was fourth on my list. As you mentioned, he's got a bit of soft ground form at Maidan. And, naturally, I clearly backed him at Chelmo when he got done a short head. So I'm hoping he'll get that money back for me tomorrow, I think. And, yeah, double figure price for him. Yeah, I thought that looked good to me.
Yeah, good stuff. Let's hope one of our selections does the business. 3:45 York, the Silver Cup. I think 4 to 6 Hamish is an absolute stick on for me. I'd have this about 4 to 11. How is this 4 to 6? Trash Can in second. An absolute pig, total pig. Pigs it every time. Trash Can. Don't matter what ground. He loves soft ground, but total pig. Then you're going into 103, 97. 103. This is rated 100 and plenty. What is this? 4 to 6. This is Mustardo. If you like your odds on shots, that's the one. Have a 6,000 win for John, and Coconuckers.
Well, I think those of you that got in deep back in Adyar earlier in the week should go back to the person you borrowed the £2,000 off.
Yeah.
And borrow a further 5. And have it on Hamish tomorrow.
Yes, absolutely.
Gamble away, folks. And always bet responsibly, away from our sponsor. And just sit back, relax, despite the fact you're already £2,000 down, and just enjoy this lap of honour from Hamish.
Yeah, just wins, just absolutely wins. Quentin, Jack, can you disagree with that?
I cannot.
No,
Jack?
no, me neither. Give the Albanians a bell and get some brown delivered so you can stick it in a double with the other heroin bet.
Absolutely. That's not a bad idea for punters. That if you get any 3 to 1 Aldari and then double, what's that going to pay? 4. What's it? But that's going to pay about 11 to 2. The double that 11 to 2 for that double. That's
Good thing is I can advocate heroin and all that shit because I'm not on Twitter and you can't cancel me. So fuck the lot of you.
Exactly. Right, so we come on to HQ. They're obviously going to ride like an absolute kip tomorrow with the 400 miles an hour headwind, which is going to be twice as worse as today. The headwind's going to be twice as bad. If you don't get cover, you're fucked. It becomes random bet form. It's like, well, you can tip one up and go, yeah, well, this will win. But then it's like, well, if you don't get cover, look at poor Will Buick today. Disaster of a day. Gets a 6 on shot beat. Gets an even money shot beat in the maiden. No cover whatsoever. You think these lads have brains at top end, Godolphin and everything. They're all the fucking same, absolutely clueless. Total bin men riding at the minute, and no thought at all goes into it. Did I hear Kevin Stocks actually say today he didn't feel the headwind on the way down to the start?
Yes.
I mean,
yes,
that's incredible, isn't it? That shows you what you're up against, John. I didn't feel the headwind.
I didn't feel the headwind on the way down to the start, but by God, my ass was cold.
Yeah, but my arse cheek's got a bit nippy. And this is what you're dealing with. So don't give them any credit. Don't give them too much credit. They're all bin men. 2:15 at Newmarket. Hang on, what's first at Newmarket?
2:50.
2:50 race. Yeah. I'm going to say I'm used to ITV starting like I just
after breakfast.
Yeah, pretty much.
No women's football on tomorrow.
Yeah, no women's football or Tour de France. No, Tour de France is still on, isn't it? But yeah, 2:50 Newmarket. Then the Bet365 Mile Handicap. Taff Reege heads the market at 4-1. Good, decent little race this, and again. We're looking for cover form. So do we side with our old friend here, Dave?
Of course we do.
Held up Dave. He loves the game, held up. Only thing is...
Dave's going to be behind the brick wall of runners, isn't he? He's even spotted this, and he's took that one out of a race today. So he's running this.
Yes. Held up Dave, you're going to love this. He hates Newmarket normally, does Dave? Because he's normally always finishing fast into third or second.
This is his big chance of a winner on the home turf. He hasn't had the hope in hell of having a winner at Newmarket for 17 years. And he spotted this opportunity and withdrew the horse this afternoon so he could run this.
Wind form for Dave. Sniper's eye. Joey, any thoughts on this, Quentin, Jack?
Again, the ground's kind of the issue. What did you make of times today? I kind of didn't think it was soft ground at all towards the end of the card. I kind of thought good ground that people were kind of underplaying the headwind. That's kind of what I've based tomorrow on. The horse I liked was this Royal Dubai. It was the fourth horse on my list. Really good time at Chester. Ended up slightly wider than ideal. He's got a swing in the weights of Taff Reege. You just look at the form. Sophia Starlight's come out and won 2, one at Carlisle in a good time yesterday, I think it was. Monty Linus, the 8th home, that come on one at York today. Peel's a strong form for the grade. I think it is a case of playing jockeys. Neil Callan's he switched on. He's got half a brain cell. I don't think they go handy at all with this. I think they just kind of sit mid-div, get cover, and it's going to be hard to get the mile, and he's shaped like a horse that will get a mile easily standing on his head. Kind of thought 5-1, 11-2 was rock solid.
Yeah, you're going to need to stay well. You're definitely going to need to stay well. That's going to be the order of the day. Like I say, if he handles I think it will be soft ground tomorrow. Looking at Newmarket, it's still raining now. It's going to carry on until at least 9 o'clock tonight. And then tomorrow, maybe not guaranteed rain tomorrow. But like you said, Quentin, it does dry out there a lot. It might not be as soft as what people think it will be.
This is two days of them opening it up, though.
I know, that's the thing. Because they always stick plenty on. That's the story, isn't it? But
it's well turned over now, isn't it? So.
Like I said, Quentin, he says the times aren't that bad. It plays on your mind the way it looks, because they're knocking the top off. It's just like all flight turf.
Be like a speedway track tomorrow, won't it? Yeah. When they go around the car sideways. Put one foot down.
Yeah, we said we'd do that. We said we'd take the car down once and just do wheel spins all the way down. Do donuts on tracks so they can't race on it.
Man, Joe, if we're going to go down and do donuts, we'd probably end up doing donuts in cafe before we got to track.
So you're right. Right, anything to add, Jack? Anything?
Not really on this one, Lee. I like Quentin's case. I'd be happy to side with him there, I think.
Yeah, held up form. This is where, right, by the way, we come to the 325, the superlative. And we absolutely love as a podcast, well, me and John do, and I think Quentin does, City of Troy. We love this horse. We think this will conquer all before him, no matter what. But there is one worry here. Brian. Well, yeah, that. And Brian Moore was very positive at Curragh. Pink lids. He went on with it. Just got on with it. You don't want that tomorrow, John.
No, you don't. And although if we get that tomorrow and he still wins, he's going to be 7-4 for the classics, isn't he?
Well, it'd be second coming if that makes all in that tomorrow, and that then it's all hail.
Well,
City of Troy.
I'm booking the hookers for Saturday in June.
Yeah.
If he makes out tomorrow.
I mean, this is a seriously good horse. In fact, if you watch the replay, I don't know if it's on Racing Purse site, but on Timeform site, if you watch the replay, right, it nearly smashes into a fence. It's like, end at current. It's travelling down.
You don't get many doing that.
No, it's nearly gone through fence at end after line. But yeah, and this is a seriously good horse. And obviously, John, you had the word for this prior to debut as well from good sources, so that kind of boosts my opinion of City of Troy. But I'll be honest, I can't go into 11 to 10. It's a no from me because the circumstance. Look at the 6 on shot. You can get outbeat.
I tell you what you could do. You were in a trouble with him.
yeah. I mean, talk about dopamine. It's tomorrow. I mean, this is massive. It's like inject it in the veins. City of Troy. But Quentin, I mean, any concerns for you? I mean, would it worry you this blasting off into the wind?
I think Ryan Moore's sensible enough not to do that. That's something I would expect from Buick tomorrow, to be honest.
Yeah, you got Buick
on his mount. Like, he's drawn 2. You know how good the horse is. You can take a pull. I won't be playing it tomorrow. This morning I backed it for the Guineas and the Derby. The price is still kicking around. That's what my advice would probably be, in all honesty. He looked a proper horse at the Curragh. John had given a positive word that he was a proper horse, and he duly backed it up. Like, he looks a good one. Didn't particularly like Great Truth. I know he was green, but he was hanging left, hanging right. Didn't think, like, it's never really a deep race, is it? The Superlative. I know last year's worked out, but yeah, I don't think it's overly deep. I think getting involved anti-post with him is probably the way forward.
No, good stuff. It's probably good thinking that, because whatever happens, it kind of tells you that something, even if it gets beat, so tomorrow, like Johnson, if he gets beat into a headwind and he gets beat half a length when something else has had tremendous cover, then it's not going to put you off in the slightest. So yeah, going forwards, that could be a good strategy, what you've done. Jack?
Yeah, I agree with Quentin. I did the same this morning, actually. I had him back for the Derby, but I backed him for the Guineas too. I'd like to see him step forward.
What price is he for the Guineas? Yeah.
He was 12 to 1 I picked up, which is, it's not fantastic, but we all know what happens if he wins this tomorrow. So I wanted him in the book. One horse I did want to mention was your Jane Chapelheim, as I always tend to do, in the colours, the colours that got me fucking done ahead yesterday. But we'll move on from that. Quatre Brass, which incidentally is what John will be ordering that when City wins the Derby.
Yeah, 4 brasses.
Yeah, but I do actually like the horse as well. I think he ran a nice debut at Yarmouth, really promising there. I think he was in the Chesham and they pulled him out. I can't quite remember why. But I'd like to see that one step forward from debut, and wouldn't surprise me to see him chase our other lad home.
That was a skirmish before Waterloo, wasn't it? Quatre Bras.
Is that what it was?
Yeah. It's not just comedy, you know. You learn something.
There's actual knowledge, I know, like historians here. Incredible stuff. Anyway, thanks for that. 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock Newmarket. It's the Bunbury. It's the race everyone wants to have a bet in.
Is this the one that Bee Gees wrote that song about?
What's that one?
It's a Bunbury Tales thing, and the Bee Gees did a song on YouTube.
Yeah, I like the Bee Gees. I've only heard of like up main ones though, like
Yeah, the video is a load of rabbits, so it might not be anything to do with this race. But I thought it was all about the Bunbury Cup.
I mean, I used to like it, but now it's just like it's just terrible, isn't it? I mean, are they going to split into 2 groups? I said 2 groups now, though. Do you reckon they'll do either rail? But like one rail and another rail.
More than likely, yeah.
So what we're saying on this, I mean, a while for me is like
Head and shoulders above. These with a bit of cut in the ground. He likes making the running, doesn't he?
I know, yeah. And he's booked to Ascot in Mulrennan. So that'll be it.
They won't revise the plan, will they?
So that's a worry. I come to the same conclusion. I want to back a while. I'd even back it at 6 as if I knew they were going to get some lovely cover. But they won't, because they drop it in trip. So they'll go, oh, look, we're dropping in trip.
Yeah, we'll have to make it a test.
Yeah, let's blast off like Elon.
Yeah.
You know? No, it's just no good, is it? It's just no good. Yeah, Quentin.
Tough Probe, if anything. I doubt I have a bet. One's off-putting draw-wise, but there's pace over there. I think he's significantly better horse with ease underfoot. Hasn't been shown the best effect at Ascot nor Epsom either. Step back up to 7 should be no issue at all. But yeah, again, 1 just puts you off, doesn't it? There's not really much screaming at you in the race to have a bet given the makeup of it, in all honesty. Thought it was very tough.
Yeah, and it shows you as well. Trevor Whelan is on Probe, and Trevor Whelan was a shit national hunt jockey that went on the flat, and he's not totally shit, which tells you something. What does that tell you? That the flat jockeys are all shit. So there you go. Trevor Whelan, evidence is key that our flat jockeys are all bin men. So yeah, Quentin, Nick Davis I think likes Probe as well. He mentioned that to us today, so Probe maybe worth a look there. Good case, Quentin.
You've
Jack?
always been a fan of a Probe, isn't Nick?
I know what he likes to Probe.
Yeah.
Anyway.
One I thought was interesting here, purely on the cover form alone, was Dangerous Dave's Bless Him. I know he's getting on now,
Yes.
but I thought he ran a nice enough race in the Hunt Cup. Long as he handles the ground, you know that he'll be ridden the right way for this. So
it's Dave's big day tomorrow. He'll have his best brogues on and everything, won't he?
It is. I mean, like, ignore Simcock at your peril tomorrow at HQ.
He'll just say
won it
fuck
last year.
you and sling them all out the front, won't he?
Yeah, well, yeah, he would actually. He's like that. Yeah. So I mean, this is the thing. You've got to punters. You need to be back in hold up rides tomorrow at HQ. I'm fancying front runners 0 from 7, and I'll delete your Twitter account if it doesn't go 0 from 7. No, ignore that. But anyway, you get the drift. I think 0 from 7 fronters tomorrow. So that's the thing. That's the game. Okay, we'll move on to the final television preview race of the day. It is the July Cup, and there has been quintins for Kinross into 11-4 from 11-2 only yesterday. These bookmakers, they won't stand a sovereign. Well, they're absolutely awful. I had it as probably just marginal fav, as long as the ground is on the soft side, which it should be. Soft side are good, maybe at least. I thought Kinross had major claims, but Buick does put me off a little bit, I'll be honest. But he's going to get the cover. Shaquille, I think, is a very good horse. It was a freak kind of thing what he did in the Commonwealth. But what do we think to the Commonwealth form, chaps? Are we confident about it?
It was kind of frank today, wasn't it?
Swing along, yeah. But then that's led on the tailwind, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, at least it didn't get beat.
Yes, I agree.
know?
Yeah.
I mean, we did say after Ascot, didn't we? We could more or less disregard a lot of the races on the straight track and several of those on the round track.
Well, look at Shaquille, right? So, John, that's Skin 6 start and 1, yeah? And then you've got Jimi Hendrix that's ran 235. It's just a strange kip, isn't it, Ascot?
It is. The only thing you can say about Shaquille really is he's won his last 5. He could really be catching fire, you know? And you're not going to get the hype that he gets if he'd been trained in Ballydoyle, because nobody talks to the Camachos. I mean, for all we know, he could be wrecking records on Langton Wold. Nobody really wise. So I'm inclined to give him the benefit of the doubt. And let's be fair, wouldn't it be nice if they did have one of the ones?
I agree. It's the neutrals cheer on bet, isn't it?
Yeah, you don't want to see Grace Beckett win another one, do you?
No, definitely don't. I don't want to see Ralph either. That's what it's. I mean,
you've got Rafe Beckett there, running around, we won another. Even up along, he's won plenty of group sprints, hasn't he? Aidan O'Brien thanking every fucker after the race. Charlie Hills, God bless him. Let's have a bit of a change up, and have Julie Camacho on the telly after the race, probably in tears with joy, and give us all a lift.
I totally agree with that, mate. I do, and I really want to see that. Don't you think like Charlie Hills is like the dildo of racing? Like it's always him in it. You know, like when you've had a bet and you're in front, you're a length clear. Yeah, we're gonna do it. And then here comes Carden. It's the Dildo of racing, isn't it? There you go.
The only time you can guarantee you won't do it is when you're back to.
Oh yeah. If you're on Cardiff tomorrow, it'll be tailed off on the train driver. But yeah, it's one of them. Charlie Hills. I mean, look at. I felt sorry for Jack and Quentin July Stakes. I mean, fucking hell. The man, John, what you said a while ago that Charlie Hills, back Charlie Hills up to Ascot, and then after Ascot.
I said up to conclusion at Lincoln meeting. I said, and then he's done by end of Chester Mayor meeting.
Yeah.
I said, then he comes back a wee bit for the Mile Handicap.
I'll bear that in mind. Okay, right. Jack Quentin, let's get your thoughts on the July Cup, please.
I kind of think the move on Kinross has been overdone.
Yes.
Can't be sure, but he's now 11-4 across the board. I think that's short enough in my opinion. You're not sure what they're going to do. You'd like to think they'll take cover, but he's been ridden handy enough before. The one I'd love Shaquille to win, but what are you going to get? Is he going to miss a beat at the start, which would be no bad thing, or is he going to hit the lids like he's done previously, and then all of a sudden he's not really a horse you can take a pull on? That would be the concern in regards to him. I kind of thought the solid one out at the top of the market was Azure Blue. Done it on various grounds, been saved for the race. Just seems to be an improving filly. I've no issue with her. I'd like Michael Dodds to win the race. You know, it's going to be taken back from one and been given the right ride under the conditions. I kind of thought that was the rock solid one.
It's more Lennon though, Quentin. I mean, that would curtly a creme brulee for your tea, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would. But at 3-1, 737-2, I'm kind of happy to take that and not worry about. Yeah. I think the negatives outweigh the price outweighs the negatives in regards to the jockey.
Good reason on Shaquille, Quentin. I like your thoughts on that, in terms of two ways that can go.
He wears a hood for style entry, doesn't he?
He's got a hood in the race.
No, I'm sorry, I mean a blindfold. He wears a blindfold for style entry, doesn't he? Yeah. I would have just thought that... Cuddy night.
No,
it's not. It's Macara Jr. ringing me.
Jesus Christ. What do you think to Shaquille tomorrow, also?
Yeah. Now, what I was thinking was, if you were planning this out yourself, you'd put the blindfold on and you'd tell Rosser to take the blindfold off just as the stalls hit their maximum extension as they open, wouldn't you?
You'd want him to miss it a beat at the start.
Yeah.
Not to the extent of Ascot, but miss it half a beat at the start. You'd have the ideal setup.
You'd want that hood coming off just as they jump.
Slightly late, yeah. No, that's John. That's a great call. I like that. Yeah,
if you're listening, so
Ross and Ryan, listen to this podcast as well. Yeah, do that and ignore what Steve Brown says. Right, Jack, finishes us off with the July Cup thoughts.
Yeah, well, whilst I was listening to all of you crow, you sound like Ed Chamberlain as fucking story shit that you've with Jack here. Fucking hell.
It's a bastard. I know. Yeah, this is that's quality from you, mate. Yeah.
My thoughts are have the lads or are the lads pulling a fast one with Little Big Bear. I mean, if he turns up looking $1 million tomorrow, and he won't run unless he's 100% sound. Aidan's not an idiot. He's done this before. 10 sovereigns, US Navy flag. This is always a big day in the calendar for his sprinters. He doesn't have many these days, but this is always the one for him. What if this just turns up, pisses all over them, and then, as John said, he thanks fucking everyone in Ireland, and everyone goes home, and we do it all again next week? Could that happen?
Hope not.
Do we give it no chance then? Because I was listening to you boys keenly, and he didn't get a mention at all.
Well, yeah, I don't know. Like you say, you have to. I suppose in a way you have to chuck Ascot form out. But remember that he had the rail at Aidoc. He had the hot rail.
Yeah.
In the sandy lane, and maybe people got carried away after that and thought, look at Brad. I mean, for example, look at Bradsell. You know, like Bradsell got beat 9 lengths in the Sandy Lane. So it shows you sometimes. Yeah, look, it's one of them. Probably a bit wrong to write Little Big Bear off because, like you say, Ascot has thrown up some kip results. So, look, I'm not confident enough to play on the race. I'll be honest. When Kinross was 11-2, I was like each way maximum Kinross. That if it was going to be 11-2 on the day, sadly. That's not the case now. As Quentin said, 11-4.
Yeah.
That's now gone. The ship sailed. So we sit, we drink gin, we eat pate, we let the dog in, and we enjoy the July Cup. I think that sums it up nicely. I hope you've enjoyed this fabulous show where we've got our first heroin bet on the bar stewards. That's all from me, Quentin, Jack, and John. Bye for now.